This is the story of the fastest woman alive, a legend the whole world watched fall, only to see her rise and leave every doubter in the dust. Sha'Carri. 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 Hi, I am Sha'Carri Richardson. Sha'Carri Richardson. It is an incredible performance from Sha'Carri Richardson. Sha'Carri Richardson, the reigning world champion. Sha'Carri Richardson started her season at a 144-year-old grass race in rural Australia. Every competitor started ahead, yet she ran uphill against a heavy headwind, overcame a 9-meter disadvantage, and dominated the field. She finished in 13.15 seconds. 2 weeks later, she ran even faster. Her time beat the gold medal performance from Paris. The competition stood no chance. She grew up in Dallas, Texas. Her mother was absent, but her grandmother, Betty Harp, raised her with love from the very start. That instability sparked deep confidence issues throughout her childhood. By junior year, Richardson hit rock bottom, even considering ending her own life in the darkness. Her aunt, Sha'Carri Richardson, stepped in with the stability she desperately needed. Speed became her only escape, her way out of the pain. She outran the neighborhood boys easily. By 16, she won the 100 meters at the Junior Olympics in 11.50 seconds. 2 years later, she arrived at Louisiana State University and immediately began rewriting history. At the 2019 College Championships in Austin, Richardson hit 10.75 seconds. That was the fastest 100-meter sprint ever recorded by a collegiate athlete in history. It was a world under-20 record, making her one of the 9 fastest women ever at 19. Later that day, she took second in the 200 meters, setting another world under-20 record. 2 historic runs. One day, she turned pro, signed with Nike, and the world took notice. But a looming storm was about to threaten everything she built. Before the titles and the signature orange hair, one person was always there in the stands. Her grandmother, Betty Harp, attended every single race she ran. She was her rock through every single mile. At the 2021 Olympic trials in Oregon, Richardson ran 10.86 to qualify for Tokyo. The crowd went wild. Richardson did not stop at the finish. She ran straight into the stands to find her grandmother, Betty Harp. That embrace captured her entire journey. Every difficult year had finally led to this massive moment. What the fans didn't know, she had just learned from a reporter that her mother died days before. She took that grief to the starting blocks and turned it into the run of her life. She made the Olympic team during her darkest week. She had done it. Tokyo was next. Then, a single phone call changed her life forever. On July 1st, 2021. Richardson tested positive for the active compound in marijuana. The anti-doping agency issued a 1-month suspension starting June 28th. Her qualifying time was erased. She would not compete in the individual 100 meters at the Tokyo Olympics. She didn't hide. She faced the cameras head-on. She explained she used marijuana to cope with her mother's death. In Oregon, where she competed, the drug was legal. The ruling stood. Nike supported her publicly, but the dream of Tokyo was officially over. Politicians called the ban ancient. When she returned to racing that August at the Prefontaine Classic, she finished last. She went from an Olympic favorite to last place in just 2 short months. At the 2022 National Championships, she failed to reach the finals in both major sprinting events. No World Championships. No title. Critics wrote her off. Remember that 19-year-old superstar who broke a 42-year-old collegiate record and ranked among the fastest women in history? Everyone was saying her career was over. Just wait. Stay with this. The rebuild happened in silence. New specialists, technical shifts, and rigorous training with coach Dennis Mitchell. Betty Harp stayed right by her side through every single setback. In 2023, her answer was louder than anyone expected. Budapest, World Championships, Lane 9. That is the outside lane farthest from the pack. No sprinter had ever won a world title from out there. In the history of this race, no one had ever qualified on time from the semifinals and still taken gold in the final. Richardson did both. She finished in 10.65 seconds, a championship record. 4 years of doubt, losing streaks, and brutal criticism vanished in a single sprint. She was once again the world's fastest woman, but someone else was hunting that title, and she was not going to be quiet about taking it away. At the 2025 World Championships in Tokyo, Melissa Jefferson Wooden clocked 10.61 to win the 100. That performance crushed Richardson's record of 10.65, the very same mark she clawed back from rock bottom to set. Jefferson Wooden glanced at the clock and made it clear. This was her moment. It is mine now. She did not stop there, winning the 100, the 200, and the relay at those championships. Only one other woman in history had ever swept all three events at a single championship. That 10.61 made her the fourth fastest woman ever. Richardson finished fifth in the 100 at that same meet. The record she earned through years of struggle was gone. The woman she had won relay gold with in Paris was now the top sprinter on earth. Meanwhile, Abby Steiner ran 21.77 in the 200. That time put her among the 6 fastest American women ever. Only icons like Florence Griffith Joyner had run faster. Gwen Torrence was faster, but almost no one else was. Then, at 25, with a massive $2 million Puma deal, Steiner did something that made the track world stop. She simply walked away. What she did next is actually unbelievable. Abby Steiner was not supposed to be here. She grew up in Ohio, playing soccer. Not sprinting or chasing records, just soccer. She did not even start running track until 8th grade. No sprinting dynasty, no legendary coach, just an Ohio girl who was fast. When she arrived at Dublin Kaufman High School, she grabbed 14 state titles and set 4 new Ohio state records. Yet, nationally, she was no superstar. She was good, but not Sha'Carri level famous, just quietly and consistently elite. She signed with the University of Kentucky to play both soccer and run track. That dual sport life ended quickly. After starting 19 games in one soccer season, Steiner made a choice that changed everything. She quit soccer entirely and went all in on sprinting. That one decision unlocked something nobody expected. In 2022, Abby Steiner did more than have a good season. She rewrote history. At the NCAA Indoor Championships, she ran 22.09 in the 200, a new American record. Then outdoors, she clocked 21.80 at the NCAA Championships, setting another collegiate record. It was one of the fastest times ever by an American woman. She ran 57 races that single year. Then she walked into the U.S. Championships and ran 21.77 to become the national champion. That performance put her in a group with only absolute legends. Florence Griffith, Joyner, Gwen Torrence, and a few others. The fastest American women ever. Then, Puma signed her. Reports valued the deal at over $2 million. Sponsors came knocking. The media called her the new face of sprinting. At the 2022 World Championships in Eugene, she placed 5th in the individual 200. It was not a medal, but it was a statement. Then she clocked a blistering 9.86 relay split, the fastest in the field. Team USA won gold. 2 days later, she ran the 4x400 and took gold once more. At just 22, Abby Steiner had 2 world gold medals. The entire world had officially been put on notice. In August 2023, Abby Steiner underwent surgery on her left foot. Haglund's deformity, a bone spur pressing into her Achilles. For a sprinter, that tendon is absolutely everything. It is the spring providing explosive speed. 1 month later, in September 2023, she had surgery on her right foot too. 2 surgeries, back-to-back, on both feet. Yet, she still returned to compete. At the 2024 Olympic trials, she chased a spot in Paris. In the semis, she clocked 22.3 seconds. It looked like she might actually pull it off. Then came the final. Fatigue from 2 surgeries and limited training hit exactly when she could not afford it. She faded in the final 50 meters. She finished 6th. 3rd place was 21.91, the fastest time ever needed to make a U.S. Olympic team. Her 22.30 would have made the team in every cycle since 2000. Just not in 2024. That post-race interview was raw. She broke down in tears. She told the world she had been running through agonizing pain in both feet and needed another surgery. She went back under the knife. Round 3. The long recovery process started all over. This is how Abby Steiner spent her recovery after surgery in 2025. She studied for and passed the NSCACS exam. That is the National Strength and Conditioning Association certification for certified strength and conditioning specialists. This is no easy online quiz. Professional coaches and trainers study for months to pass. It demands a deep understanding of exercise science, biomechanics, and elite athletic performance. Abby Steiner aced the test while she was still sidelined. Then she applied to the Master of Science program at the University of South Carolina for exercise science and got in. On August 20th, 2025, she posted on Instagram, not a comeback announcement or a return date, but something different. 2025 so far. Had a third surgery on my foot and passed the CSCS exam, then got accepted into the University of South Carolina's Masters in Exercise Science program. I am stepping away from track to focus on my health while pursuing other passions of mine. That is the truly incredible part. Most athletes in her shoes are either grinding through the pain to stay relevant or just quietly fading away. Abby Steiner used her downtime to earn a professional certification and get accepted into a master's program. She used 4 words that matter. For the time being, that door is still open. The U.S. women's 200-meter was meant for 3 stars. Gabby Thomas, Sha'Carri Richardson, and Abby Steiner. Coach Rob, a highly respected track analyst on YouTube, put it simply, a healthy Abby Steiner in the 200-meter is a lock for Team USA. No doubt, her 21.727 still ranks in the top 5 American women ever. But there is a dark side here. She ran 57 races in 2022. 57. That is not just a random stat. That kind of workload inside the NCAA system breaks athletes. It destroys them. The college grind for points and titles pushed Abby Steiner to a level her feet could not handle. 3 surgeries in 2 years did not happen by chance. They came from a system that demanded too much from a young woman whose body was still developing. Is Abby Steiner finished with track forever? She says. For the time being, she did not say goodbye or use the word retired. She simply needs time to heal while chasing other passions. She was already accepted into Kentucky's physical therapy program but chose to defer it to run professionally. Now she is in a master's program at South Carolina, certified as a strength and conditioning specialist while healing from surgery. Trayvon Bromell missed nearly 2 seasons with major injuries. He returned and almost made the Olympic team. The comeback is possible. It has been done before. Abby Steiner is 25 years old. Her personal record of 21.727 seconds does not expire. The only question is if her body will let her use that speed again. The track world is waiting. If she comes back healthy, the women on Team USA better start training much harder. Because Abby Steiner just stepped back, got certified, and enrolled in graduate school. Healing on her own terms reveals exactly who she really is. She was never just a sprinter. She was building something bigger. Right now, that is the most incredible and impressive thing happening in American track and field.